All right, ladies and gentlemen, our topic for today is el preterito, or the preterite. Some of you, this might be the first time that you've heard this phrase, so let me explain to you what el preterito, or the preterite, is. Now, el preterito is an example of a tense. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a tense? I'm not referring to the feeling that you have right before you do the speaking part of your test. That's not the tense I'm referring to. The tense we're talking about today in Spanish class refers to when an action takes place. So far in Spanish class, you've been working with the present tense for Spanish 1 and 2. He talks, we conjugate to el habla. But today we're going to learn how to say he talked or he spoke. Our conjugation would be el habló. So we're going to get a new set of endings today. All right, so when do we use the preterite tense? Well, the preterite tense tells what happened at a particular moment in the past. So this action is already completed. All right, here is our new set of endings. We've got a with an accent, aste in the to form, o with an accent in the el, ella, and usted form, amos in the nosotros form, asteis in the vosotros form, and aron in the ellos, ellas, and ustedes form. All right, now when you go to conjugate these verbs, you're still going to conjugate like you have the whole entire from Spanish 1, where you're in the infinitive form. In this case, all of our endings are going to end in AR. You drop the AR, and then you add the appropriate ending. So let's see what this would look like. We're going to use our verb visitar, which means to visit. So visité, visitaste, visitó, visitamos, visitasteis, and visitaron. So visité would translate to I visited. Visitaste, you visited, and so on and so forth. All right. Now, you should notice a couple things with these new conjugations. So think about accents, think about similarities, think about differences. What can you note about these conjugations? I'll give you about 10, 15 seconds just to think about it, and then I will tell you what I noticed. Okay, let's see if you picked up some of the same things. We've got accents in the yo and the el, ella, and usted conjugations. The vosotros conjugation is formed by adding is to the end of the to conjugation. So that one seems kind of overwhelming, but if you think of it that way, then it seems more manageable. And then finally, the nosotros conjugation is the same as the present tense nosotros conjugation. So that one will be easy. That being said, the question might arise, well, when do you know if it's in the preterite tense or when it's the present tense? And you're going to use context clues to determine the tense. So I'm going to give you some key words as we go through this lesson that indicate that we are going to be using the preterite tense, or one of the past tenses in Spanish. And so you'll know that it means that we spoke instead of we speak. All right, so let's see how you do with this practice conjugation. So I want you to hit pause and go ahead and translate, I want you to first conjugate these verbs into the preterite tense in Spanish, and then I want you to translate as to what that phrase would mean in English. All right, so go ahead and hit pause and do so now. All right, let's see how you did. Descansar in the yo conjugation should be descansé, which means I rested. Don't forget that accent. Nicolás estudiar would be estudió, and that translates to he studied. Viajar in the ellas form would be viajaron, they traveled. Dibujar in the to form is dibujaste, that means you drew. And then finally, you all in Spain, sent would be mandasteis. So that's your little short practice. We're going to continue to work on these for the next couple days. So please write down if you have any questions. Other than that, we will continue practicing the preterite tense next class period. Thank you.